takes time. It's never been. Hey. Oh wow. Yeah. Do you know? Maybe the whole thing. You get the types of yeah, they were awesome. Yeah, what were the came out? The entire series came out only in America. Yeah, it's like cops. Yeah.
So I can do that. He said, yeah, the door is right over there. I said, no, really, I don't want to do it. He said, fine, make a tape and bring it to me. I understand, we don't have any real-to-real things. This is what sets involved. Forget about DVDs. So I made a tape, a real-to-real tape of myself reading all the time. Which was a weird choice for an audition piece of material because I never read all of it. Page long. It took me for some whatever reason in the world to try to set it up for audition. One of the very first ones was right. Everybody was out in the so everybody in town was up for this show. I was up to read the Puppet Spider-Man and I come back again. And then the third time, and the very last audition, it was Frank Welker, Patty Garber, and myself. And the producer came out and said, congratulations, you're on TV. And I was floored because I'd never done it before. I'd never done animation at all. A lot of animation goes to different things. And that's how it started. I really like it. And that just sort of splashed me right out into the voiceover community. Everybody was using it. And that portion of it was fun. Did you enjoy that little record?
I certainly did, yes. Yeah.
He looks at me funny sometimes. Did you notice that? As if he has a certain amount of lust in his eyes.
You might very well say that. I couldn't possibly.
I wish you wouldn't. By the way, we'll be going on the road, David and I, after the show. We're appearing in Leeds next week. We'll be in Brighton the week after. So, do come and see us.
Going to Brighton?
Yes.
The deal's off.
Oh.
Gentlemen at the back, can we get ourselves a microphone set up in a little while, please, while we take some questions from the audience. But before we do that,
hey, wait, everybody, look, there's my wife, right here.
Everybody,
say hi to Giselle. Oh, love that girl. She's excellent. May you all find someone for you.
Let's just listen.
I love it. And she's incredibly embarrassed at this moment, too. So that was a lot of fun.
So that's how you got into voice acting. You started out with Spider-Man and Space. But you've done... Well, actually, let's stick with the voice acting. Where would you say your inspiration is? Maybe actually not just for voice acting, but in terms of just acting in general.
Well, acting in general, I really admire Scott Hawthorne. When I was in high school, he did The Graduate. Come here and see The Graduate. No? You must read this. It's a classic film. Dustin Hoffman plays a nerdy little college graduate who doesn't quite know where his money is going. He's all about doing it very good. The next role was Ratso Rizzo in Midnight Cowboy. Midnight Cowboy by a British director, as a matter of fact. He plays a street character who's dirty and dirty hair, bearded. It was such a departure. Also, we're going to hear the same people from all of those people. Dawes Butler, Mel Bryant, of course, and Frank Welker, who I began working with at the very beginning. He was just the finest. he's still working today. So those people are big influences on that.
Fantastic. If anybody's got any questions, let's start. There's a couple down here.
I'm here. My question is, having been in this place for a long time, how do you feel about this poster boy
Let me answer this way. How many were at the script reading last night? We had a great laugh when someone said, Bumblebee can speak, and Bumblebee answers, yeah, what do you think this is, a Michael Bay movie? You know what, let me mention this. The book that I wrote, Bumblebee and Me, is a chapter that discusses that very thing. And my feeling is, I established this character, I feel very protective of it, but in a way you have to let that go. Because each producer, each production is going to have a different take on it. So I feel proud of the work I did to begin the character, and I'll always have that. I don't care much for the choice about having to talk. He will speak in the final episode of Prime. And I don't know what plans they have for Beast. What is it, Beast? I don't know what they're doing. I guess he will speak. But I have a great deal of pride when we had an established that character. I've heard lovely things from all of them. The production of everything else. Yes. I got it. I have, as a matter of fact, but I don't know how I fit into a tiny little Volkswagen. I'm kind of tall.
Yeah.
So,
Same arm.
Someone asked me what kind of car. Volkswagen won't let them use Volkswagen anymore because they don't want to be associated
How much would that lot be?
with war movies. Now, apparently, the whole World War II thing that they went through, they've forgotten about. Also, the 94 episodes of war series that they forgot about in the 80s, they decided they didn't want to be behind any war movies. I always thought it might be a Mini Cooper. I thought that might be a choice for me. I heard they use sleek, cool Corvette. That's not bad at all. Whatever it was. But it was sleek, you was getting that stuff on it. Small.
Any questions over here? What does that mean? What does that mean? It's the number of the microphone. So,
I thought it was the number of little spankings we were going to give you after the interview.
can we get panel 4, please?
Aha! I think we found our man. Yes.
You just want that stone.
Yeah, that was really weird. Because as you know, I did Spider-Man in the early 80s. 30 years later, my agent called me and said, they want you to do Spider-Man. He said, what? He said, yeah, we're going to go Spider-Man Dimensions. And there's going to be 4 Spider-Man. And they're going to use voices, people who have voiced it in the past, and they want you to do Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man in the future. So I was thrilled because I thought, I finally had a grasp on this and it was fun to do. Not as much as we were doing it, because I don't know when you're on but when you do a video game, it's just you. In the old days, when we were doing Transformers, Peter, Chris Latta, Michael Bell, we were all in the same video. And it was a lot of fun. It was very fun to have radio. Everybody was there performing the piece. In video, it's just you. And you're going through each of the page of lines like, watch out! I went through there. Uh-oh. Ah! That's a bad choice. I mean, just one line after another. So it's really much more work and it's satisfying. But it was so much fun to do that. Yes, I was Was you ready again? Yeah. Did you finish it? All right, I finished it. I did. I finished it. They gave me a cheat book when they sent me the game, so I got through it.
What's that for?
Anyone else there? Yes.
Hi, how you doing?
Shit,
Hi.
open the book.
Pretty good. I'm great. Thank you. I'm sorry? Can you get a massage?
When? No hesitation.
Let me put it, I'll tell you what. Buy a book, I'll massage you.
I've got that boner, thank you.
I just wanted, before we go any further, I need to plug this book because my wife's making me do it. This is the book that I wrote called Bumblebee and Me. Many of you have it and have read it. How many of you have it? How many of you have read it? How many of you have enjoyed it?
Yeah, that's the...
No, Young Real Knowledge.
It will be surely, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a fun read. We have a few left. We brought a few over with us and we have very few left. I'll be happy to offer that for you. This contains all of the inside stories, pictures, memories that I had of the show. And I'm sorry, she's running to buy it right now. Smart idea, because they're going fast. They're going like hotcakes. In fact, people are putting syrup and butter on them. I don't know why. Anyway, this is the book, and I will give you a massage if you buy the book. That offer cannot go out to everyone because my wife will not allow me. So,
Buy the book.
yes.
I think, do we have a question over here?
Yes.
Oh, unless that's Steve Bloom as well.
When you
He never starts.
you have a mind
She was in the bar last night. I was trying to get him to come and watch us doing karaoke.
Absolutely. And in fact, there's a chapter in the book called Creating the Voice, and where I talk about how we do it. And in the case of Bumblebee, Wally Burr, who was our director, worked very closely with me in developing the voice. Good girl. Your husband gets a massage. And I'm going to kiss you on the lips. Why not? Anyway, Wally worked very closely with me on the voice. He would say something like, things like, make him a little younger. So young, it should come up just a little bit like that. And then he'd say, no, Rick, make him just a hair older. Maybe he's maybe 22. All right, 22, right in here, something like this. Yes. He said he's a little street smart, so start to drop things. Oh, you mean like going and having and being? Yeah, that's more like it. Let's try a line like that. Hey, Optimus, are we going now? Yeah, that sounds pretty good again. Add a little more G at the end of that, so it's not quite so slangy. Hey, Optimus, are we going right now? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's record that. So it's very much working with the director at that stage to figure out how you do the voice. Then as you're performing it, as the series goes on, and you'll notice this, if you listen to Homer Simpson from the first season or second season of the Transformers, it's totally different from what Dan Castellaneta does now. Because he's developed that character over time. That character experiences things, and the actor puts that into his mental memory. And it fleshes the character out, and that character grows as time goes on. But at the very beginning, it's very important to listen to the director and where he leads you. Yes. How long are you doing?
What time is it?
It's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock. We've got plenty of time. Don't worry.
Okay.
Chill out. If you want to sit down, if you're tired, that's okay.
Should I sit down?
No?
No? Let's have a vote. Who wants Dan to sit down and shut up? Oh, not shut up. Okay, who wants Dan to sit down? You have a few. Who wants Dan to remain standing? I'm afraid the standing's happy.
Well, I think we have a question just before you.
Okay.
Yeah, so, hi Dan.
Hi.
It's a bit of a random question, but I'm going to ask anyway. Out of the appearance from G1, who was your preferred look either out of Bumblebee and Goldbar? What was your preferred visual look? I know it's a question.
It was, wow, I almost don't remember. I do remember my reaction to the fact that they were going to make Goldbug out of Bumblebee. And the reaction was, what? Why? And the answer came, more toys. Yeah. I honestly don't remember the first moment, but I'll tell you what, I wasn't happy about it. I mean, I spent, 3.5 seasons developing this character, and suddenly they decide to dip him in gold. And as I say in the book again, you know, what was next? Dip him in Hershey syrup and call him Chocobot? I mean, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But once again, you had to realize that this was a show based on a toy line. And the toys came first. Now the stories were good, the characters were good, the acting was great, but the toys came first. Hasbro was and is calling the shots. So that's just the way it is in this business. And it's something as an actor that you have to be prepared for. You don't have that much control over what happens in your career. You're at the mercy of producers, directors, editors. You can do a fine performance, and the parts that you like best are lying on the cutting room floor. So it's just something you have to go with. But no, I was not happy, and I'm glad that that was sort of a passing phase, I guess, because he's still yellow now. He's different types of cars, but at least he's still yellow.
Yeah, just a question.
Chris Matters, known as a bit of personality.
Where are you? Oh, hi.
Chris Matters, known as a bit of a personality in LA.
Yeah.
How was it working with him?
I was working with him. Chris was one of the most talented people I had ever worked with. Also one of the sweetest people I ever worked with.
Thank you.
If you talk to other voice actors that work with him on the show, you'll hear some of the same sorts of things. Chris was massively talented, but he had a lot of demons inside. He was also a user of various chemical substances. And I think that was part of the reason that he died early. And I say that not to disparage Chris, because I have nothing but love and admiration for Chris and admiration for his talent, but those drugs took him down, I think. That's my opinion. He was a wonderfully talented man. And really, you know, someone asked me last time, what is your memory of Chris? And I had this one memory of him. We had finished the recording session. I was standing in the lobby, and he was suiting up. He drove a motorcycle. Okay, so that was the son of my that boy was in his 70s. That boy was on a car all the time. And I remember looking over at him, and he was all dressed in black. He had black motorcycle boots, black pants, black leather jacket, and a black helmet. And he looked like one of those guys, you know, you can see in the movies when you walk into that biker bar and they all look at you like you're in a junior, you know. He looked like that, except I knew that inside he was the sweetest man I ever known. He had a beautiful soul. And that facade, that outside, it was nothing more than a star-street facade. That was not him. He was a wonderful person. If we lost him, it was terrible. Anybody else? Wow, did I bring everybody down? I'm sorry. When I talk about Chris, I just try to he's a really, really sweet person. And we have lost a lot of cast members scattered along the way. This was also Ken Sanderson, who played Hound, passed away not too long ago. It's not going to be long for me, probably. I'm feeling a little faint right now. Well, you got me standing up. No, I should be around for a little while. Anybody else?
Oh, we're back over here, I think.
Storyline? The favorite storyline? My favorite episode was one of the early ones called Transport to Oblivion. And yeah, the reason for that is Spike and Bumblebee really kind of bonded during that one. And we had a lot, Corey and I had a lot to do together. That's an interesting story, also in the book. They had me back for a callback for the show, and they wanted me to read, they knew they wanted me to do Bumblebee, but they also thought they wanted to do Spike as well. But they decided with so much dialogue between the two characters, it would be better to hire someone else. So the wonderfully talented Corey Burton got the role, and we had a great time with Corey. But that's probably my favorite episode, just because there was so much between the two of us.
I know it's an impossible question, because even in the movie you say that when you read Part Spike, because you've just received the news that you were all the casting for the show. The next 20 minutes were blur. But let's just say we showed you the Spike image, which we don't have, but if you saw it now, how would you put it over performance?
Well, see, the problem is, I'm 30 years older now, so my voice is a little but it would be up in here, and it would be, you know, very much what Corey was doing, except it would sound a lot like Bumblebee, so I think that was another problem. But, you know, hey, Bumblebee, let's go over that rise and see what's over there. You you know, it would be more in that range, but it sounded, I think they decided it would just sound too much like Bumblebee, so Corey got it. No. Corey's very hard to get to see. I'm going to try and lure him to one of these things. I'm going to try and sell a Bumblebee and Spike panel to one of these conventions and try and get Corey out here, because he said he's a lot of fun, and yeah, that would be great to have.
Anybody like to see that?
Yeah, I would too.
All the new Bumblebee incarnations, like Mega Series and Prime and all that, which one is your favourite?
You know, I like the one that Bill Robertson was doing in Transformers Animated. Just because, yeah, all right, Transformers Animated. Yeah, that was a good show, and it was so different from the tone of our show that I enjoyed it a lot. And I thought Bumper did a great job doing Spider-Man, so that would probably be my favorite. I mean, as far as the movies, it's just singing and radioing and stuff, so that's kind of hard for me. So, but Bumper did a great job. You all know that show?